Hey there, fellow marketers, Professor Wolters here, and today we're going to talk about our social media plans. This is your roadmap for your company's social media. So if you're trying to figure out what do we want to do with social media, what's our objectives, what's our goals, what platforms should we be on, who are we going to target, when are we going to release this stuff, who's going to make our content, this all goes into your social media plan. The content, who are we going to get stuff from? Are we going to curate things? I take stuff from other people and share it? What are we going to do? And when you're looking at your social media plan, what you have to realize, it really defines and clarifies what should and should not be on your social media, okay? And the thing is, if you're a company that has multiple brands, you might want to decide, okay, this one only talks about Coke, and this social media platform only talks about Fanta, and this social media platform talks about all of our brands out there. You might have that because you can have multiple social media plans for every single brand you have. Think about it. Movie studios have a different social media plan for each movie. Heck, they might have a different social media plan for the movie and then the DVD release later, right? And so we really want to think about is when we're laying out our social media plan, we're really saying what we want to do with each platform and who we're going to target. So it could be, we use our Twitter feed to just answer questions. We use our Facebook to let people know about deals. We use YouTube to let people see how to actually use our products and services and show like the happy customers. You really lay these things out in your social media plan. And when you're looking at the different platforms you're going to use and who you're targeting, you really want to explain why you're using that platform. Because right now, yeah, you're using Instagram to show visual content. But what happens when Instagram isn't as popular anymore? What you want to explain is we are going to be on the visual social media platform that's most popular for teens 13 to 18. Well, how often has that changed, right? I mean, at one time it was Facebook, and then it was Twitter, then it was Snapchat, and then it was Instagram, and now it's TikTok. And so if we have a thing that explains that we're going for this market and this is what we want to do on it, we might see that it'll go through and say, oh, it's time for us to switch from Vine to Twitter to this, okay? So that's why you really want to kind of lay out what you're thinking about doing. Not just saying we're only doing this platform, okay? Now, sometimes you might have in your social media plan an exact plan for a specific platform. That's okay. I just want you to have this kind of overall open mind. It's like, look, this is our visual platform. If all of a sudden this new social media platform that comes out becomes really popular, we can transfer over to that. Because as we've all seen, social media platforms switch like crazy. I remember spending all my time making my MySpace great, and then I switched to Facebook, and now I'm like, Facebook, well, do I even use that anymore? I mean, you have to think about those things when you're developing your social media plan. And that's why it's really important when you're developing your social media plan, you really lay it all out there, because if you lay it out there, this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're gonna share, these are the days we're gonna post, these are the times we're gonna post, these are the topics we're gonna talk about, these are the topics we're gonna share from. Here are the companies and social media feeds we're allowed to share from. When you have that, it makes it a lot easier to run your social media, because one of the things you have to realize is, as much as we love Wendy's Twitter feed, it's not the same person making all those roasting tweets. It's these ideas, this social media plan behind it. These are the kind of things you should say. Here's the brand we want to portray on our social media. You lay that all out, so it doesn't matter who is the person actually typing things out or filming the videos. It's always on the same brand, right? It's always speaking with the same kind of words and mentality, because that's what's important. You have to realize is your social media is just an extension of your brand. So if your brand is, fit and trim and all kinds of stuff, well, that needs to go in your social media as well. And so put that into your plan. Because also, so many people cycle through in social media, it's actually kind of a popular first marketing job kind of thing, and then people promote out of it or grow out of it, and someone else comes in. Well, we want to make sure we can leave it there so they sound like the people that were there before. Now, another thing is when you're looking at your social media plan, the scheduling part of it really helps you out, because then people really get to know when to expect that new content. So if you're looking at it, some channels say, look, we put out new videos every Wednesday, or we put out new videos the first Monday of the month. Back in the day, Epic Rap Battles of History used to be new videos every first Monday of the month. Great, we're gonna have a good time watching that, and you expect that. Because with social media, people get into a groove, they get into repetition, they get into a routine. And so if you have, 7 o'clock Saturday mornings, a new video comes out, people expect that. But also the algorithms like Google and YouTube and Facebook, they know that, oh, a lot of people watch these videos on Saturday mornings at 7 o'clock. And so they're gonna share it then more often. So you wanna get people into that kind of groove. It's like back in the day when you had TV shows that would come out, oh, every Thursday night at 8 p.m., the show is on. you have that. And the thing is with that, one of the things you want to think about is those theme days, Throwback Thursday, Way Back Wednesday, Motivation Monday, Chill Out Saturday, whatever. Those things actually help you come up with content ideas because it works and people are expecting that kind of content at that time. You could have it, Super Happy Saturday, where you show a happy customer with their new product or after their new service. So you do that. And another thing is when you're making your social media plan, realize that it's okay to repost old content. Because look, if you had a video, that you made, and you can share that on Twitter and you can share that on Facebook, and a few months later, if it's still good content and it's relevant, you can share that again. You don't have to make the new one all the time. Sometimes it's sharing something we already have. Because let's be honest, we miss content. I mean, how many of you will scroll on Instagram and then you kind of get like 3 or 4 scrolls down, you're like, I'm good. If someone's at that 4th scroll down, you missed it. That's why it's really important you're scheduling. You look at your analytics and see what's the best time to schedule, so you're going to be putting stuff out there when people are actually watching. And I think when you're looking to develop your social media plan, it is okay to ask for help, because not everybody is a social media guru or expert, and sometimes we just need some help, some guidance. That's why we have tons of videos to help out. If you're a company or a brand, or you're a student who wants to be an influencer, we have a lot of videos that actually help you to grow that business and to figure out what you need to do. And it's okay to ask for help with social media. And I just want you to make sure you realize is when you're developing your social media plan, the whole overall idea, remember, is to build that community. So one thing you want to focus on the posts and things you're sharing and how you're developing your social media plan is make sure you're really putting in the idea of conversation, okay? Because you want to have conversations with your community, because that's what's going to get them to build that community feeling, so when they eventually do shop, they do come to you, okay? So last little thing I want to say is just remember, with social media, it's all about the golden rule. You treat people well on social media, they'll treat you well back. So you want to think about that when you're putting together your social media plan, okay? So I just wanted to give an overall idea of what a social media plan is. To actually make a social media plan, we have another video that goes through all the parts that go into a social media plan. So I'd watch that video next so you have an idea of what to do to really put together so you can make a social media plan for your own business. Bye.